Hey guys, it's Ashley with Pugs and Pearls, and tonight we are going to be doing another get ready with me video. I'm going to be trying out some new products that I got, and also a lot of you have asked about an update on our pugs, and little Dutch and little Pearl are snuggled back here. If you can see them, they are pooped out. It's late at night. I probably shouldn't be putting on makeup, but I really am bored and I wanted to do something fun, and what better time than to just play with makeup and try some new things. So what are we going to be doing tonight? I wanted to bust out my Gingerbread. This is the extra spicy palette. This came out in the fall and holiday collection time, and I just thought this would be fun to use. I don't want to do anything like too orangey, and there's a lot of orange shades, but I want to do something kind of like neutral and pink. So we're going to kind of try a lot of this top row tonight. And then I wanted to try a new foundation that came out. This I think came out a couple of months ago, but I saw it in Publix when I was briefly getting my stuff during quarantine. I was trying to get in and get out really quick, and I happened to just see this. So this is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation, and I just came across it. Like I said, I had seen a few reviews, and the reviews are a little bit mixed on this. Some people seem to like it, some people not so much, and it is in the shade 10 Porcelain Ivory. So I just thought, I'm in the mood for a little bit of a glow, which I typically don't like glowy foundations, but I just want to give it a shot and see if it works for me tonight. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom y'all in so you can see just a little bit better. There we go. You can still see Pearl's head. They're so sweet. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and prep my lips. We're going to start off with the Brazilian Kiss Lip Balm. This is my favorite kind of like lip primer to get ready before I do actually any lipstick. So I'm just going to pop that on so it gets a nice hydration. And then we are going to go in. This is also a new product to me. This is the Sugar Rush Don't Hate Hydrate Oil-Free Moisturizer by Tarte. This is, again, just something I picked up on a whim a couple of months ago and hadn't really had a chance to use it. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a shot. I really liked some of the scents that they came out with in this line. Oh boy, that is way too much. Oops. We're going to take a little bit of that. It's kind of got like a gel consistency, which I really, really like in moisturizers because I don't like it to feel heavy on my face. So gels tend to do a really good job and just sink into your skin, providing some hydration. And this is going to be a glowy, dewy look, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. And I'm still going to go in with my Smashbox So Chill Coconut Primer Water just because I really like how this feels on my skin, and it's just kind of a routine habit, so we'll add some of that as well. And then next up, guys, we're going to go in with the Benefit Porefessional. This is my favorite primer. Again, this just does a really good job of filling in my pores. I feel like my pores tend to be a little bit larger right in here, and this just kind of helps any foundation go on a little bit smoother. And it just comes out in this kind of like like a skin tone color. And again, it's just like really smoothing. And I've used this for a long time, and it is probably my favorite primer of the moment. Although I was thinking about doing a primer video just because I have so many primers that I really have loved over the years. This just happens to be the one that I do tend to repurchase the most, but I like primers that have a very smoothing, pore filling type of texture, and there's quite a few good ones out actually that I should probably do a video for. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Alrighty, so we are ready for this foundation, and I actually am going to try one side of my face with my Sigma F80 brush, and then I'm going to do the other side with a beauty blender, which I haven't pulled out in years, so I'm really excited to try that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and pump a little bit. Oh, that came out right away on my finger. Very, very nice. Kind of has a moussey type texture. It's definitely not liquid. So I'm just gonna pop that on my skin and blend in with my kabuki. And this is a medium foundation according to the packaging, so it's not going to be like, full coverage, which is fine. I kind of wanted something, I'm looking for a glowy foundation for like the summertime. That's what I'm looking for. Something light that, you know, maybe my freckles still peek through, but it just looks nice. And just gives me a little bit of a glow. So definitely, yes, definitely medium coverage. It just kind of gave me a little bit of wash there, but I still can see like my freckles through. So we're gonna keep going. Do a little bit more here and on my forehead, and then we will move to the other side in a minute to do the Beauty Blender. As far as, you know, picking the shade, I just kind of, again, went with a one that said it had a rosy undertone. That's my recommendation if you're looking for a foundation. Is the best thing to do is to see if they tell you whether it's neutral, cool, or warm. And this is a cool rosy undertone. And this actually seems to be the perfect shade for me, just on initial appearance. So it's interesting to me, guys, I'm not feeling like it's that glowy immediately. Maybe it looks a little bit different on camera, but in person, it kind of seems like a soft matte. I don't know. Let's try it with a Beauty Blender and see if it's any different on the other side. You guys, I love my Beauty Blender. I just do not use it that often, and I have missed it. It is such a fun way to apply makeup, and it does tend to give you a different finish a lot of times than when you use a brush. And some foundations are better with a Beauty Blender, and then some are better with a brush. I do find brushes quicker to put on my foundation, and in the last few years, I'm always in a rush trying to get to work, so I have like totally been leaning towards using a brush. Alrighty guys, so I have it again, Beauty Blender and brush on this side. The Beauty Blender definitely makes it look more normal, as far as like it's a little bit lighter, because the Beauty Blender will tend to kind of buff things out a little bit. So a brush will give you a slightly heavier application, but it looks more natural with the Beauty Blender than it does with the brush. Like with the brush, I can tell there's a little bit more like patchiness around my nose. And I don't see that as much on this side. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do my Beauty Blender all around in one more pump and see if we can get a little bit build up with this. Alrighty guys, so that's how it looks once it's on. I feel like it looks really good in the camera, and it looks a little bit more glowy. In person though, I don't necessarily see that glow. It still seems like a semi-matte to me, which is weird because I really thought this would be more dewy, and everyone that I watched, it looks a lot more dewy on them. So I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna go ahead and do concealer now. I'm gonna go in with my Shape Tape concealer. This is in the shade Light. And again, this is my favorite all-time concealer for my under eyes, as well as like doing blemishes. And then we will still use that Beauty Blender to blend out as well. Alrighty guys, next up we are going to go ahead and go in with my MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, just to do a little base on my eyes and give them a nice little wash of color, as well as a good base for eyeshadow to be put down on. Alrighty guys, so typically on a dewy foundation, I always like debate whether or not I should put powder on because it kind of defeats the purpose, but I am gonna set this just because I'm a little worried about it moving around. So I'm gonna take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I'm just gonna put a little bit in this little cap, and then just use one of my powder brushes to kind of, again, do a light setting on that. And again, I'm not really getting the dewiness that I was kind of hoping for, so at this point, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it. So it's, again, if it's gonna be a semi-matte, we're gonna make it a semi-matte. I'm just so surprised, because again, it looked so dewy on other people. I do not know what I did wrong. Alrighty Alrighty guys, for blush and highlighter, I'm going to stick with my favorite that I've really been into. I'm going to continue with, this is the Becca Flower Child blush. And again, this has just been my go-to. I love the natural pink flush it gives. It's just enough wash of color, but nothing like too harsh. I feel like it goes with so many looks that I do, so I tend to stick with the same blush for a while. I'm very dedicated. And then I am still in love with this highlighter, guys. This is the oh my gosh, Champagne Pop. How could I forget? Like, I totally blanked for a second. I really love, love, love this highlighter, and it is such a popular Becca highlighter. And I love that it comes in this split, and unfortunately you cannot buy it like this, or I haven't found it like this in a long time, but you can buy these individually, and some even come in like travel or mini sizes. For bronzer, we are going to be taking the Physicians Formula light bronzer. This is in the travel size. It's called their mini butter bronzer. This is a great bronzer. To me, it's a light wash of bronze, and you can build it up. It actually now comes in a bunch of different shades, so if you want a darker shade, you definitely can get a deeper color with this, which is really nice, because I feel like this is only good for kind of like light skin tone. So now they make like a deeper one and a medium one. I think there's actually like 4 or 5 in the range. But with this, I like that it doesn't turn me orange. A lot of bronzers have an orange coloring to them, and I feel like that just doesn't work with my skin tone very well. So this one I feel like gives me a nice wash of color, but doesn't make me orange. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and dive into this extra spicy gingerbread palette. Alright, so we're going to start out with this shade. This is like a peachy pink called Soft and Sweet, and it just looks like a really mauve-y shade. So I'm going to start there with a fluffy brush. I'm just going to go into that, knock off the excess, and just kind of start blending that into my crease. So we'll see how pigmented this little peach, pinky peach shade is. It's really pretty. It's a pretty color, nice and mauve. And I'm just kind of building this up to give it a nice transition shade. It's really pretty. I actually do a lot of transitions normally with like browns. I don't do a lot of like pinks or mauves, but I really want to try that more. I think it looks really cool. Alright guys, I'm going in with this For the Gram shade. It's kind of like a mid-tone brown, and it's got some shimmer in it. I'm actually going to take that on a smaller fluffy brush, knock off that excess, and I'm going to go into the corner and just start to, again, build up that V. And it's actually coming out a little bit more darker brown than it looks in the pan. So these colors are definitely pigmented, which is really nice to see. So next up, guys, we're going to go into this dark brown shade. This is a matte, and it's called Cookie Call. And again, it's just going to be a nice way to, again, get that little V a little bit darker so that we've got some transition. So I'm just going to slowly pop that into the outer V, blending in just a little bit into the crease and then down on the other side. And again, when I start to put in a little bit heavier shades, I do like to kind of buff out with a fluffier brush as they start to get, you know, kind of heavy in there, just to kind of blend everything and make it look seamless. I'll go in and give that a few kind of just strokes to get it buffed out. Alrighty guys, the next shade we're gonna go in with is this pretty peach shimmer. It's called Cookie Cutter, and it's kind of like a pinky peach shimmer. So what I want to do to intensify that is to take the MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm just going to spray that on a brush and then go in with that shade. And that is gorgeous. It definitely comes out a little bit more intense, a little bit more kind of metallic looking. Again, a beautiful peachy shade. And next, guys, I'm going to go in with this white matte. This is called Vanilla Wafer. This is going to just kind of top off the eyebrow, or my brow bone, sorry if I can say that right, just to give me, again, a little pop of color there. I think that looks really nice. And I'm really happy with these shadows. They were very pigmented, very easy to blend. I thought they turned out pretty nice, pretty easy to use. And definitely if I wanted to do more of a colorful look, there's lots of more peachy colors in here, but I didn't want to do anything, honestly, that outside of the box tonight. Just wanted to do something simple. So next I am going to go in and do my eyebrows. I have the Goof Proof brow pencil here. Again, one of my faves, talk about this one all the time. This just kind of helps fill in any kind of like gaps in my brows. So again, like, I'm almost out of this one. I really need to repurchase this. It's hitting its last few pieces here, so I'll do my best to fill them in. And thank goodness the Sephora VIB sale is coming up. I'm sure by this video it'll already have passed, but I'm hoping to pick up a few essential items and restock because I definitely need to. And then this is the Give Me Brow. This is the kind of like a filler. Again, kind of helps put those brows in place and slicks them down a little bit more. This is in the shade 4. That other one, again, is in 3. So I kind of go in between 3 and 4 depending on like how dark I'm interested in having my brows. But this is kind of like, my natural brunette type of shade. Again, just kind of, it's really easy to use. It makes you kind of, I think for those people who don't want to spend a lot of time on their brows, it really does help and just makes you look put together without having to fiddle with it too much. And then for eyeliner, I'm going to take something a little bit different. I got this in one of my Sephora boxes recently. This is the Tarte Sex Kitten Black Felt Tip Eyeliner, and you can see there's a cute little cat head right here. I thought this was so adorable. And I'm just going to go in and fill those in. This one honestly reminds me a lot of the Kat Von D liner. It's got a very stark black, really nice felt tip, and it just goes across so smooth, and it does wear very long as well, so I'm pretty happy with it. I've tested that one out a few times, so that is a good one if you ask me. And now, guys, we're going in with the Damn Girl mascara from Too Faced. This is my favorite mascara at the moment, and again, this just gives me nice fluffy lashes. I like that it gives me length as well as like some thickness, and I think I've used this one quite up. I feel like I need to replace this as well because it's not doing as much as it used to, but it's still giving me, again, a lot more lashes than I typically would have. I wear this one pretty much on a daily basis these days, although quarantine not so much, but when I was working and leaving the house, I was wearing this pretty much every single day in 2020, so it definitely has become a new favorite mascara of mine. Alrighty, guys, so lipstick, we're going to take one of my newer lipsticks. This is a mini version. This is a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I love the packaging. This leopard is so cute. This is in the shade Viva la Vergara, and I got this in like a holiday kit set. So it's kind of just a mauve-y pink. So it's actually coming out a little bit more like terracotta mauve. Really pretty though, very creamy. The formula on these is really nice. Alrighty, guys, this is the finished look. I like how it turned out. I really did enjoy this palette. I think I've got a lot of more options to work with and do some more looks, but the shadows are great, good quality, and I had figured that normally the tins from Too Faced are pretty good as far as like the quality of the eyeshadows. As far as the foundation goes, I'm a little on the fence. It didn't really do what I was hoping it would do, which would be more of like a kind of dewy foundation. To me, it looks like a soft matte, and it's okay, but I have foundations that are a little bit better with a little bit better coverage. So I'm not so pleased with this just because it didn't do what I was hoping it would do, but hopefully I will continue the search for a good dewy foundation. If you guys have any recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments below. Pearl just woke up over there. Dutch is still sleeping. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.